Jake Paul's favorite.
He's a favorite, yeah. Well, he's 27 years old, and he's a really good boxer. He's a very good boxer. Like, he's a legitimate professional boxer. He fought Tommy Fury.
I don't not even call it like as a fight.
Right.
You know, it's an event for me.
Probably going to be
Every time.
This guy is a real boxer, so it'll be another opportunity to show that Jake Paul is a real boxer.
Joe Rogan continues to back Jake Paul, calling him a real boxer and praising his progress, especially after his fight with Tommy Fury. Rogan sees genuine growth in Jake's skill set and commitment to the sport. In contrast, Canelo Alvarez remains skeptical, dismissing Jake's bouts as more spectacle than serious competition. Their opposing views reflect the broader debate in boxing circles. Is Jake Paul evolving into a legitimate fighter or just fueling hype-driven events?
Jake Paul's favorite.
He's a favorite, yeah. Well, he's 27 years old, and he's a really good boxer. He's a very good boxer. Like, he's a legitimate professional boxer. He fought Tommy Fury, who's also a legitimate professional boxer, a real good one. He's Tyson Fury's younger brother, and he lost a close decision, but it was a good fight, a real good fight against a good fighter. He can fight.
Yeah.
Jake Paul has consistently sought acceptance from traditional boxing audiences, aiming to earn respect from veteran critics and fighters through his opponent choices. His upcoming bout with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. follows that same strategy, but the financial payoff might not match his past successes. For many, the novelty of Jake's rise has faded, and unless this fight delivers something truly exceptional, it may not generate the blockbuster viewership he's used to. While hardcore boxing fans might be intrigued by the legacy and implications of this matchup, the wider mainstream audience appears less convinced and harder to engage this time around.
I like it. He was a little listless. He can get listless, but he's big. He's schooled in boxing.
It just does nothing for me.
Yeah, it is a challenge though. It's a legit challenge, right? He's probably
He got his ass whooped. He got his ass whooped by Anderson Silva. Jake's already beat Anderson
Yeah.
Silva, so it's like
if he shows up for the fight, if he's really training, he's fairly tough. How old is he now?
39.
Oh wow.
He's 40.
Oh wow.
I don't think that one's gonna get big numbers. It's just like, all right, it's not a good next step. It's almost like he's going backwards.
Wouldn't you say it's a good challenge for him?
No.
He's going to beat him?
Yes.
Hmm.
No, it's not a good challenge because he already got his ass whooped by Anderson. You know, it doesn't do much. I guess it keeps Jake active, and it's a boxer.
Yeah.
But the boxing, you're still gonna get validation from the boxing community, which is what he wants. It keeps him busy, I guess. So that's good.
Oscar de la Hoya believes this fight goes beyond mere hype. He insists Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is training with real intent, aiming to make a powerful statement. According to de la Hoya, this clash will be far more competitive than most anticipate, combining Chavez Jr.'s legacy and experience with Jake Paul's brash persona. The tension is real, and de la Hoya suggests Jake could be stepping into the most dangerous fight of his career. For boxing purists, this is the moment they've been waiting for. Not just a spectacle, but a true test of whether Jake can survive against a legacy-driven, motivated opponent.
The expectations,
a lot of
and,
pressure.
you know, the pressure, and he got involved with drugs and this and that, and he seems like he's doing better and he's doing good. And I've seen him train lately. I've talked to the father, and he says, look, if my son shows up to the ring the way I've seen him in the last few months, I think he said like last 6-7 months, he goes, yeah, he's gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'm sure a lot of people would love to watch and see that. So yeah, don't miss the fight.
Yeah.
June 28th. It's gonna be crazy. No, it is. I mean, because Jake Paul actually has, it's not that he has something to prove, but he actually can prove something here. Chavez Jr. went the distance with Canelo, right? In Canelo's prime. And so imagine if Jake Paul like knocks out Chavez Jr., then what?
Canelo Alvarez has never seen Jake Paul as a serious boxer. Instead, he acknowledges Jake's business savvy and ability to generate attention. While there's been buzz about a possible matchup between them, Canelo has consistently dismissed it, refusing to entertain the idea of a competitive bout. He views Jake more as a promotional figure than a genuine boxing threat, highlighting the entertainment value over any real technical skill. The respect he offers Jake lies in marketing, not in his actual ability inside the ring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul is officially off. Here, I'll get out of the way so you can see the off. But this actually makes sense to me because the owner of Ring Magazine, Turki Al Sheikh, he posted a very cryptic photo on Instagram about an hour ago, and the caption reads, "Don't mess with the lion. 4 fights for Canelo with Riyadh season, the deal is done. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. Fear the lion, not the jungle." And look who the first comment is. Canelo. Let's go, brother. This is one of the few times Canelo has publicly been on good terms with Turki Al Sheikh. But boy, from the Terrence fight being off to now the Jake Paul fight being off, this has been a wild couple of last few days for the face of boxing. Wait, which one of these two is the face of boxing? I'm just kidding, it's Jake Paul, obviously. Just kidding, it's Canelo! But since it looks like Canelo is now under contract with Turki Al Sheikh, the chances of Canelo ever fighting Jake Paul have lowered significantly. Because no offense to Jake Paul, from what I've heard, Turki Al Sheikh doesn't want to associate himself with the kind of boxing that Jake Paul does. Any more updates that happen with this, I'll be sure to do my best to fill you in. As always, thanks for watching.
Canelo has previously faced Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., though Julio was far from his prime, having dealt with rehab and retirement setbacks. Now, Jake Paul sees this matchup as a chance to draw comparisons to a boxing legend. While the context is important, Julio today isn't the same fighter he was against Canelo. Jake still hopes that stepping into the same ring will enhance his credibility and help position him alongside the sports elite in the eyes of fans and critics.
Able to fight, and he's taking this far more serious, and he's not struggling with addiction issues like he has for so long in his pro career. This fight does become a little bit of a dangerous one for Jake, not because Chavez Jr. is in his prime anymore. He's still going to be a shell of that early 20s Julio Cesar Chavez. But with 60 wins under his belt, if there is still any of that muscle memory left, there's still any go left in his body, because again, I hate to keep referring to it, doing drugs or having addiction issues does take its toll on your body, and sometimes it isn't recoverable, especially as you're going up in weight. Julio Cesar Chavez, not a normal cruiserweight, so he's going to be moving up as he gets older. How does that entail what he's going to do in this fight? I don't know, but I'll tell you, I watched him ringside against Uriah Hall, and it wasn't an impressive performance when he beat Uriah Hall in a 6-round fight. Honestly, when I watched the fight back, it looked like the only reason he beat Uriah Hall in that fight was because Uriah, like most MMA fighters, when they come to boxing, don't take credence of the rule set, right? They get hit with a ton of shots that don't hurt them, but also they're getting hit with shots that are scoring against them. Uriah Hall didn't look overwhelmed in that fight at all. In fact, he looked like he was in the fight with Chavez Jr. And that in its own right is pretty damning, because while he won the fight, that was Uriah Hall's first boxing match ever. And Uriah was not a young guy at that point either. The point I'm making with all this is I get what Jake is doing here, and fair play to him. Again, you do have to remember Jake didn't have an amateur career.
Canelo Alvarez laughed off the idea of ever fighting Jake Paul, joking he might consider it when he turns 50, a clear sign he doesn't view Jake as a serious contender. To Canelo, the thought of facing a YouTuber-turned-boxer is borderline ridiculous. His remark was a sharp jab at Jake's reputation in the sport, suggesting that Jake's matchups, often against aging legends, are more about grabbing headlines than building a meaningful boxing legacy. It's entertainment, not elite competition, in Canelo's eyes.
Would you ever entertain a Jake Paul fight?
Not right now. Let's see later when I have like a 50 years old.
Despite his sarcasm, Canelo Alvarez hinted he might consider an exhibition bout with Jake Paul after retiring from professional boxing. While not a serious competitive match, it could attract major attention due to their star power. For Jake, even a non-sanctioned fight with Canelo would be a massive visibility boost. It's another clear example of how Jake Paul's presence continues to blur the lines between entertainment and legitimate athletic competition in the boxing world.
Would you ever do like exhibitions like that, or like people like Jake Paul call you out, or these like other big stars? Like, is that business-wise like even worth it?
When I'm done with boxing, why not? Maybe I do it. I think it's
like when you're done like competing at the highest level, you're saying?
Yeah,
I think it's good because what happened there is other people who never watch boxing or they don't know anything about boxing. They wanna watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he bring fans from other world, right? That's good because everybody enjoy it.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. presents a challenge unlike anything Jake Paul has faced before. Unlike Jake's previous bouts against MMA fighters or exhibition-style matchups like the one planned with Mike Tyson, this fight comes with real consequences. Chavez Jr.'s punching power, especially his dangerous left hook, is still respected in boxing circles. He's not stepping into the ring for spectacle. He's coming to prove a point. If Jake makes even one mistake, Julio has the experience and the firepower to capitalize and potentially end the fight with a single, devastating shot that could change everything.